I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had it on. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, my apologies. I forgot to unmute the mic and stuff. So for those of you who may not know what was going on, I was actually starting the show and I didn't know what was going on. So probably you didn't hear what I was saying. So um, I'm actually gonna um, I'm actually gonna regroup on I'm gonna regroup on where I actually got started on. So um I'm going to basically um yeah, I'm gonna go over it again. I'm sorry. I okay, listen. Um all right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, look, yes, I do apologize. I had it on mute the whole time because in case my mother was knocking on my door, I didn't want anybody to hear the constant knocking. So that's my fault. But for those of you who just came in to the show, um sorry about that. Um for those of you who just coming in, welcome to the show, which is off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, episode 148. And as I was saying in the beginning, if you didn't hear, you can be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Um make sure you actually leave a like and a comment, and also make sure you um tell a friend to another friend, and I'll handle the rest at the end of the show. Now, like I said before, um, this is of course the mental health check-in I was doing. I'm gonna just do it again. I'm sorry. I do apologize for being on mute. So sorry about that. Um, yeah. Yeah. So this is one of the topics I was actually trying to do. I do apologize for that. Anyway, so um okay, so dealing with thoughts of suicide. After thoughts of suicide involve clear and specific thoughts about suicide or plans to take your own life. But suicidal thoughts can also take a less um a less defined or passive shape. Maybe you don't have an actual plan to die, but you have frequent thoughts about death and dying, have spent time thinking about ways to die, believe you don't deserve to keep living, wish you could simply stop living. Um, whether you whether they are passive or active, persistent thoughts about suicide and death can leave you feeling overwhelmed, hopeless, and unsure about where to turn for support. What the hell, man? Seriously, seriously. Anyway, let me keep going. Have frequent thoughts about death and dying. Have spent time thinking about ways to die. Believe you don't deserve to keep living. Wish you could simply stop living. Um, whether they are passive or active, persistent thoughts about suicide and death can um leave you feeling overwhelmed, hopeless, and unsure where to turn for support. Plus, talking about these things, these thoughts can be tough. You may not know um how to start sharing them with others for one, but you might also worry about their potential responses. Um why would you want to die? You have a great career, a relationship, and so many people who care about you, but you are not even depressed. I can't believe you put that pain on your family. What many people don't realize is that suicidal thoughts are fairly common. In fact, 12 million adults in the United States seriously thought about suicide in 2019, um, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. You can also have these thoughts even if you don't have depression or any other mental health diagnosis. Um, Often, suicidal thoughts simply mean you are experiencing more sadness and pain than you know how to manage. It's natural to want to put a stop to pain and unhappiness, and suicidal thoughts might surface when you can't envision a way out from your distress. But you do have options for getting support with hand, excuse me, handling these thoughts. Okay, so if you are having suicide, if you haven't, if you're having thoughts of suicide, you are not alone. To get help right away, consider reaching out to a free and confidential crisis helpline. Trained crisis counselors can offer compassionate, judgment-free support for suicide thoughts, guidance on fighting coping strategies that work for you. Additional resources for getting support nearly. They won't give you advice or tell you what to do, but they can help you move from a moment of crisis to a calmer frame of mind. Um, and of course, connect 24/7, 365 days by a year by calling 1-800-273-8255 to reach the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Um, you can texting home to 741 to reach the crisis text line. Texting 838-255 to text the various no veterans crisis line. Of course, you can find more suicide prevention and crisis resources. Um, what do you do if you are experiencing active suicidal thoughts? First, know that anyone can experience suicidal thoughts. These thoughts don't represent a weakness, flaw, or personal failing. It's not a weakness. Same way crying is not a weakness either. They are nothing to feel guilty or ashamed over either, no matter your situation. If you are considering methods of suicide or actively thinking about ending your life, these steps can help you stay safe while you work on getting more longer term support. Starting with reaching out. Trusted loved ones can listen and offer emotional support. They can also help you stay safe. If you are not sure who to turn to, start with a crisis counselor. They'll listen with compassion and offer guidance on ways to reach out. Go somewhere safe. Getting to a safe location can make it easier to avoid acting on suicidal thoughts. You might try a library or other public space, a friend's house, or somewhere else you feel comfortable, like even a different room in your house. Lock up or get rid of weapons. Safety also means staying away from weapons, medication, or other possible methods of suicide. A friend or family member can help you um, remove these items um, or stay with you, especially if you need to continue taking medication. They can offer one dose at a time, um, so you don't have access to pills. Avoid alcohol and other substances. Drinking alcohol or substances might seem helpful for numbing painful and unwanted emotions, but you might find they actually worsen depression and suicide thoughts. Try grounding techniques. Going for a short walk, cuddling a pet, and 478 breathing are all examples of grounding techniques that can help you stay in the present during a moment of intense distress. Um, yeah. Um, Hang on a second. Yeah, distress. Let's see. Yes, not sure how to get started. A, a crisis counselor can also talk or text you through trying them out. Do something that helps you relax. Listen to music. Savoring a food. Excuse me. Savoring a favorite food or beverage, or looking at photos or videos of people and animals you love can help you feel calmer and less distressed. The feelings of pain and despair might not immediately improve, and addressing suicidal thoughts can take time and professional support. But taking the first steps towards managing these thoughts can help you get enough distance to regain some hope and explore more long term methods of relief. How to handle passive thoughts of suicide. Again, suicidal thoughts don't always mean having a specific plan to die. You might wish you were dead, for example, or frequently think about dying, even if you have no intentions of attempting suicide. These passive suicidal thoughts are still serious, though. These tips can offer a starting place for managing them. Recognize the signs. For some people, passive suicidal thoughts never become active, but these thoughts can eventually lead to suicide planning or an attempt. Noting early signs like hopelessness, a sense of being trapped, or feeling like a burden to others can suggest it's time to reach out for help. Get professional support. Working with a trained mental health professional is generally the best way to manage thoughts of suicide. A therapist can offer guidance with identifying possible triggers and exploring treatment options, plus help you create a safety plan. Work on a crisis plan. Research suggests safety planning can go a long way toward helping you stay safe in crisis. Safety plans typically involving compiling list of triggers or early signs of suicidal thoughts, coping tips, and contact information for supportive loved ones or professionals in one place. A therapist or loved one can help you develop a plan, but you can also use a template to get started yourself. Stay connected. Feelings of guilt or sense of being a burden can lead you to avoid loved ones. But staying in touch with the people who care about you can make it easier to navigate a mental health crisis. Try reaching out to someone you trust by saying, "I'm having a hard time. Can you keep me company?" Find positive distractions, activities you enjoy could help ease dark or painful thoughts, and even rekindle some feelings of joy by helping you remember a few reasons to keep living. Reading a good book might remind you how excited you are for the next volume in the series, while taking your dog for a good long jog might remind you of their unconditional affection and companionship. Focus on self care, making sure to take care of your physical needs may not necessarily reduce thoughts of suicide, but you may find them easier to manage when your physical needs are being met as best as best you can. Try to eat balanced meals and stay hydrated. Get some physical activity, even stretching or moving around the house, and aim to sleep 7 to 9 hours each night. Even when life challenges and painful moments feel most overwhelming, it can help to remember you are not alone. Opening up about how you feel may not change your situation or completely banish those thoughts, but sharing those thoughts with a loved one or therapist can make it easier to get the right kind of support. What causes suicidal thoughts? Suicidal thoughts don't have one single cause. They might begin with for any number of reasons. In some cases, they might be a symptom of an underlying mental health condition like major depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, um, substance use disorders, anxiety, eating disorders, post traumatic stress disorder. Hold on. Okay, so but not everyone with these conditions will have thoughts of suicide. You can also experience suicidal thoughts without an underlying mental health condition. In fact, 54% of people who die by suicide don't have a diagnosed mental health condition, according to 2018 statistics from the CDC. So, genetics is the family history of mental health conditions. Suicidal thoughts or suicide can make it more likely you'll experience suicidal thoughts too. Experts believe certain genes could play a part in suicidal thoughts and behavior, though research is still in the early stages. In a small 2020 study, researchers also found that children with a parent who had attempted suicide tended to face more stress in life and have more difficulty regulating emotions. Both of these factors can contribute to suicidal thoughts or attempts later in life. Other risk factors that might increase your chances of experiencing suicidal thoughts include major life stressors or challenges, including divorce, loss of a loved one, financial concerns, or legal difficulties. Having a friend or loved one who died by suicide, chronic pain, chronic or life-threatening health conditions such as cancer, isolation or bullying at school, family or relationship abuse, having weapons at home, attempting suicide in the past. How to offer support. Maybe you've noticed some concerning signs in a friend or loved one's behavior, such as mentioning feelings of guilt or hopelessness, saying they feel like they're burdening you or making your life miserable. Um, Avoiding the people they usually spend time with, giving away treasured belongings, seeming very calm after a period of intense distress, sleeping much more than usual, using substances more often, taking risks with their safety, such as driving very fast or without a seatbelt, mixing alcohol and substances or using substances unsafely. On one hand, you might wonder if they are thinking about suicide. Excuse me. On the other hand, you might worry that asking them will give them the idea if they are not. But that's just a myth. Um, Evidence suggests asking about suicide generally won't increase these thoughts. In fact, asking um, about suicidal thoughts can have more of a positive impact. When you bring up the topic yourself, you let them know you are willing to listen and offer support. It's possible to experience suicidal thoughts without any obvious risk factors. These feelings can intensify when someone feels guilty, unworthy, or unable to ask for help or get support. You can support a loved one talking about suicide by taking them seriously and listening with compassion. You may not know how to help, but sometimes simply being there for them can make a major difference. Keep in mind, too, that pain and emotional distress can make it much harder for them to recognize solutions that might seem obvious to you. Getting help for suicidal thoughts. Coping strategies can help you manage thoughts of suicide in the moment, but they typically can't help resolve the causes that contribute to these thoughts. In other words, until you begin to identify and work through the concerns triggering these thoughts, they'll likely keep coming back. You don't have to start this process alone. Support from a trained mental health professional can go a long way towards getting more lasting relief from these thoughts. A therapist can offer compassionate guidance and professional support with identifying key triggers or causes, including signs of mental health conditions, developing a safety plan, exploring ways to share your thoughts with loved ones, building new skills to cope with suicidal thoughts, mentioning emotion regulation, problem solving, distress tolerance, and reframing unwanted thoughts. Talking through possible solutions for overwhelming or distressing life challenges. Your therapist might ask questions about your thoughts of suicide, including often you have them and what you do to cope. Any other mental health symptoms you've noticed, like depression, anxiety, mania, or psychosis, self harm, past suicide attempts, or thoughts, your family, um, mental health history. They can also recommend helpful therapy approaches such as cognitive behavioral therapy or hold on, dialectical behavior therapy. Getting support for any mental health, or emotional concerns prompting suicidal thoughts can often help ease those thoughts, not to mention prevent them in the future. Um, when searching for a therapist, remember that finding someone you can truly open up to can go a long way toward making therapy more successful. If you can't trust your therapist, you may not feel able to share deeply distressing thoughts, concerns, or mental health symptoms. Give me 1 second, folks, as I get a sip of water, man. Stay with me right here. Hold on. All right. All right. Here's the bottom line. Right now, you may feel as if you have no way to escape the pain and unhappiness you feel. Remember, though, that nothing is permanent, not even the worst distress. Time, support from loved ones, and professional help can make the future seem much brighter. Opening up to someone you trust is always a good first step. Sharing thoughts of suicide can help you realize you are not alone. But knowing you have the support of someone you love can also make it easier to explore options for professional treatment. As cliched as it may sound, it it can also help to take things one day at a time. Instead of thinking about tomorrow or any pain in the future could hold, try to stay present and reminder the future also offers opportunities for joy. All right. Yeah, that was pretty heavy, right? Yeah, that was pretty heavy right there. As I said before, um, as I said before, I do apologize for my live stream being on mute because I didn't want um any of you folks that's listening, streaming and watching, to hear the knocking on my door of my mother. So I just want to get that out the way. And also, I always say this all the time, though. You know, you never know what a person might be going through, whatsoever internally, whether it's mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's the reason why I've been pushing so hard on mental health, because number one, like, you hear cases about people committing suicide all the time, whether it's bullying and whether it's like, being teased and all the other stuff. Like, you never know what a person might be going through that may need, your help with a friend that is, like, compassionate, and not take this shit as a joke. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's why I say that mental health check-in matters because you never know what a person might be going through. Um, you don't have to wait till Mental Health Awareness Month to actually reach out to a person. Um, and there is no right time to actually reach out to somebody. It's all about following your mind, your soul, your heart, and following your instincts. Because at the end of the day, you want to be surrounded with particular people um that have positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people gotta go through things and grow through things. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, try not to worry about the what ifs and try not to be defined about um what happened in the past and what's going to happen in your future. Don't worry about that. All you have to do is actually concentrate on the present. And as far as losing loved ones, I'm never going to forget this, and I'm going to actually use this from now on. Actually, time does heal all wounds. um it helps relieve relieve the pain and the hurt, but it doesn't get rid of the emotional scars. um you know Emotional scars, to me, it's not just a bad thing. Emotional scars can be reminders of the good times you had, whether it's with your parents, whether it's with your folks, whether it's with your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your wives, your husbands, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That should count for something as one of the best memories that you ever had with those individuals. That's what matters to me. And I want to say one thing before I get into a little bit of trans news. Um, for someone said, if that was the if if the people from Spotify get tired of me talking about mental health and they're gonna cancel my podcast right here and stuff like that, let me tell you something. It would be so whack. It would be so whack and corny to do that because most of the time I listen to episodes and podcast shows where they always talk about mental health because mental health really matters, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like and the reason why I made mental health check-in the segment because the time I was during the slandemic and I lost my confidence into approaching women because with this deadly, crazy, contagious, dangerous disease that's going on right there, born, I am really trying very hard to actually figure some things out and try to, you know, find some coping mechanisms on how to actually do this because I mean for me it's all about confidence. Yes, that part too. And sometimes I have my days, you know what I'm saying? I'm human. We're all born with imperfections. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. I don't always have everything figured out though. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me. Um yeah, and I figured I'd be a little admirable to actually, talk about mental health and how important it is to discuss these things because, you know, as I said before, it's no longer a taboo subject, man. And if that were a taboo subject, we wouldn't have mental health day and we wouldn't have mental health awareness month. You feel what I'm saying? I hope you do. Because if you try to cancel a person's podcast for talking about mental health, then you're just an inconsiderate jerk. You feel what I'm saying? It'll be fucking ridiculous to actually do that to somebody like myself. Okay? I'm not gonna pretend that everything's all sunshines and rainbows. I go through things. I'm a human being first. And what I can tell you is, nobody is going to take away anything from me. Nobody's going to take away my talent, my worth, and nobody's going to take away the admirable character out of me. And the very last thing I don't want is to have my shows be taken away by, ignorant motherfuckers. Okay? And I am going to continue talking about mental health because we need more podcast shows to actually talk about this anyway. Because number one, you can't expect a person to um hold their emotions bottled up in a bottle like a genie because that's not healthy. And whoever said that crying is a weakness is an ignorant fuck too. So what I'm saying is, take things one day at a time, do the best you can so you can feel good about yourself. And that's my take on mental health in the segment of mental health check-in. We all need to do better. We all need to be there for one another. Going through the good, the bad, the ugly, the dark, and the bright times. We all have to accept each other's flaws. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's gonna be some things that's unforgivable. But at the same token, we are all human. We're all human. And that's my stance on that. And I am going to make sure I am going to be doing the best I can in my power to use my voice of this New York podcast show right here to actually talk about, things in mental health and stories that I hear because it actually clicks to me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep doing that, man, whether certain people like it or not, man. I don't got time for ignorant motherfuckers and all that other stuff who prey on my fucking downfall. I'm not having it. I don't got time for monkey fucking business because this is me. This is me, man. Because you don't have to like the things that I talk about. You don't even have to like the things that I laugh about or whatever. But what you're not going to do is try to have me change my content to appease other ignorant fucks who want to see me fail. And I'm not gonna do that because I'm doing something that makes me happy. This is therapy to me. And this is like a journal to me. Podcasting is part of my identity of who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? And that's my stance on it. And I hope you learn something. Treat others how you want to be treated. Doesn't matter how you're able to help a person or whatever. It's all about compassion and empathy. Think about that. Okay. Um, let me see. Let's see. What else can we talk about here today? Um, what we have here today is we're going to talk about two things in transit news today. This is going to be the next segment, which is the New York Mass Transit Files. Let's cue the sound effects. All right. Okay. We're going to go to our first story in transit news, all right? Um okay, we're going to get to all right. So we're going to okay, so the BQE. Okay, Mayor Eric Adams defended on Sunday his plans to dramatically slash this year's funding dedicated to maintain the crumbling Brooklyn Queens Expressway, insisting that the highway will remain safe despite the cutbacks. In quote, we're never going to do anything that is going to jeopardize the structural safety or the soundness of the BQE. Um, Here we go, right here. Um, yeah, yeah, we're never going to do anything that is going to jeopardize the structural safety or the soundness of the BQE. We're not going to do that. Um, Adams told AM New York Metro during the unrelated press conference in Manhattan on May 15th, which was this week. The mayor wants to reduce the money in this year's budget allocated to the rehabilitating the decaying 1.5-mile triple cantilever section of the BQE at the Brooklyn waterfront by 80% from $225.1 million to just $44.6 million, as AM New York Metro first reported Thursday. Adams proposed to move the $180.5 million balance into future spending plans, and his zona reiterated over the weekend that the city's Department of Transportation has all the money it needs for projects along the beleaguered roadway. What has happened historically is that we kept a large sum of money on the books of our agencies that they were not going to spend during that fiscal year, he said. If they told us, yes, we can spend it in this fiscal year, and you get your shovel in the ground, we did not touch it. We are streamlining how our agencies are spending the money, Adams added. There's no reason of walking around with money in your pocket that you are not spending or you are not using. That just made no sense. The DOT commissioner, um, Edonis Rodriguez, also told city council members during a Thursday budget oversight hearing that the shift would not affect the 68-year-old structure's safety, and that they could always move the money back if needed. The agency's press office did not immediately provide more details Sunday on what specific projects the department will um, fund with the remaining $44.6 million. The delay prompted grave concern among local council member Lincoln Wrestler, who worried that the BQE overhauls were taking a backseat under the new administration, which the area lawmakers said could hamper longer term larger redesigns of the highway. Adams committed to meet with Ressler and the mayor's office of management and budget to see if any more money needs to be spent on the roadway. The mayor and the council have to hash out the city's next annual budget before the beginning of the new fiscal year on July 1st. Lincoln and I are going to sit down and the agencies on OMB to see if we need to put the money in because they can actually spend it, Adams said. An expert panel appointed a former mayor, Bill de Blasio, found in early 2020 that the deterioration of the tiered stretch of the highway between Atlantic Avenue and Sand Street could render the road unsafe and incapable of carrying um, current traffic within 5 years. De Blasio in August reviewed a scheme that he said will extend the BQE's lifespan for another 20 years by narrowing its lanes from six to four to reduce loads, increasing maintenance to shore up the structure, and by cracking down on overweight trucks with automated sensors, which are scheduled to start finding the heavy haulers by the end of the year. That gave the city and state officials time to come up with a larger transformation of the BQE corridor beyond the trouble section around Brooklyn Heights and Adams, who has been involved in discussions around the project for years as Brooklyn borough president. He said he still wanted to go through the broader vision. We want the project done, but we also want to do this the entire stretch, he said. It's not just about one part of the BQE. We have Williamsburg, we have Sunset Park. It's all about all those communities must use this opportunity to rethink that stretch of roadway. Well, yeah, I can agree. I can actually agree with that. Let's see. Okay, we have some hold on a second. Hold on one second. Okay, city bikes. Okay, city bikes. The city should allow more bike sharing companies in the five boroughs to fill gaps in the neighborhoods without the widely popular city bike system, two lawmakers said Thursday. Brooklyn Council member Justin Brannan lamented that the nearly decade old program has been too slow to expand to parts of the city like its district in Bay Ridge. I think it would be great to see some other bike share companies being allowed to set up here, Brennan said during a May 12th council budget hearing on transportation. Certainly in areas like mine where we've basically gotten to the doorstep of our district, but because City Bike has a monopoly in large parts of the city, and because they are so reliant on the dot to dot network, it makes it much better. The Blue Bikes, which are a public private partnership between the city and Lyft, are coming just to the border of Bay Ridge as part of their ongoing expansion. But Brennan said that the scheme is mostly available in areas that have ample transit options like Manhattan and the Brooklyn waterfront further north. Um, so what we've seen is that the company has concentrated its docks in neighborhoods that are already pretty well served by public transportation, but ignored um, a lot of the transit deserts, he said. Later on in the hours long oversight hearing, council member Althea Stevens, who represents parts of the Bronx where City Bike is expanding into, echoed the calls for an overhaul. We have missed we have a missed opportunity where we could be investing in having a shared bike program led by people from the community and young people and really have a career pathway, Steven said. I think that we really need to be exploring those options and making sure that we don't have monopolies throughout our city that were supporting the poll continue. The city bike service area is expanding further uptown into the Bronx and into more central Brooklyn and Queens neighborhoods through 2024, but swaths of Gotham remain out of reach. City Bike rolled out in the Big Apple in 2013, and the system now um, counts as many as 135,000 riders a day. Lyft has an exclusive right to operate a bike share within the area where it has docks, and one bike advocate said adding another scheme to the mix would risk making riders pay twice for getting from A to B. The problem with bringing in other operators is that you are creating a system where you would have basically a two fare bike lane share zone, said John Tomac, a co-founder of the advocacy group Bike South Brooklyn. The Bay Ridge cyclists said that would discourage riders who want to pedal from, say, Prospect Park to Coney Island have by having them switch bikes along the way. You are basically creating a hardship on people who are just trying to make a short 20 to 30-minute journey on a bike, basically forcing them to use two bikes, Tomac said. The Southern Brooklynite noted that the city has repeatedly tried and failed to add more bike share companies, especially on Staten Island, the only bar without one. what's more pushing What's more by pushing for additional companies, the polls are slowing down moves to simply expand City Bike in those areas. The advocate added, you have a very popular bike share system that everyone's familiar with. It's been around for almost 10 years, and the focus should be at this point really be on expanding that to every neighborhood in the city, Tomac said. Department of Transportation Commissioner Adonis Rodriguez acknowledged that the program still had gaps to fill and also said there shouldn't be two fare zones. We are seeing a level of expansion, but we are not there where we should be, and we should be able to work together, Rodriguez told the council. We need to be sure that we don't build any second tier for use of the bikes, that we only have one tier and that the service be accessible and affordable for all New Yorkers. Lyft spokesperson said they were proud of the bike sharing system and the company set up with the city over the past 9 years. We are incredibly proud of this public private partnership with the city of New York that has made City Bike the success that it is today, said Caroline Sem- Semponaro, Lyft's vice president of transit, bikes, and scooter policy, in a statement. Thanks to this partnership, we are in the middle of the largest expansion in City Bike's history, more than tripling the size of the system, which will bring the service to more diverse neighborhoods than ever before. All right. Um, all right, what we have here is okay. What we have here, hold on a second. Let me make sure I got the right thing. Um, okay. All right. All right, we're gonna get into another segment that I like to call. chatting all the jazz. Okay, so what we have here today has to do with what went down with Tory Lanez. Yeah, yeah. Tory Lanez is in hot water right now. Um, 2 weeks ago, actually. Canadian rapper Tory Lanez was temporarily detained at the Las Vegas airport after TSA agents uncovered a large amount of marijuana in one of his bags, according to TMZ. The artist was attempting to board a flight leaving Vegas on Sunday morning when agents found the pot. He was detained briefly before he was released. The Jerry Sprunger rapper was charged in October 2020 with shooting Megan Thee Stallion earlier this year in Hollywood Hills. Last week, a medical report obtained by Page Six revealed that doctors found three major bullet fragments in Megan Thee Stallion's feet after Lane shot at her feet following a dispute inside a vehicle in July 2020. But she initially declined to tell doctors and police that she'd been shot. Lanes, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, faces one felony count each of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle. He pleaded not guilty in November 2020 and denied the allegations. The Love singer faces up to 22 years and 8 months in prison if convicted. The case is expected to go to trial in September. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, that's crazy right there. Okay, so all right, so let's get into another story. Oh shit. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to do autism some other time. Um, anyway, we're gonna go to all right, let's go to Diddy. I know everybody's been saying that Diddy was the worst host. You're probably wondering why he's the worst host for the Billboard Awards. I will fill you in. Um, so, recently Diddy hypes Morgan Wallen, Travis Scott on billboards. I'm uncanceling the cancel. Sean Diddy Combs will use his 2022 Billboard Music Awards hosting and executive producer roles to spread love and forgiveness around some formerly unlovable dudes. The entertainment mogul, age 52, backed the show's decision to include rapper Travis Scott and country singer Morgan Wallen in its star-studded performance lineup. In fact, Diddy demanded that Scott perform. I said my brother Travis Scott has to perform, and NBC said yes. Diddy said in an Instagram video. As a musical family, none of us are saints. None of us are without things that happen to them in life, he said in a Billboard interview. So one of the things I'm doing directly is uncanceling the cancels. That's breaking news because people haven't been about uncanceling. But canceling is a trend that needs to stop, he said of the popular Gen Z trend. Travis went through a tragedy. Morgan used the N word while talking to his friend, to his boy, the self-proclaimed primetime Puff, reminded readers. People make mistakes. Now we're moving on with love and respect for everybody that was hurt or affected. It's time to forgive. To have Morgan and Travis be able to come back and touch the stage again with the mindset of getting a second chance at life. Everybody in the room is getting a second chance at life, you know. Um, because we're back inside with no mask on. We need love, and I'm excited about celebrating that. Um, and Both Scott's and Wallen's careers took a hit in 2021. Video recorded by a neighbor of Wallen, who is white, drunkenly yelling the slur, went viral in February, while coverage of the incident seemingly helped his digital album and song sales. According to NBC, radio stations banned his songs, and Big Loud Records suspended his deal indefinitely. The Wasted on You singer, age 29, was dropped from streaming services and deemed ineligible for the Academy of Country Music and Country Music Television Awards. He finally apologized for the comment on Instagram and admitted the word came from a 72-hour bender. He attended rehab, took months off from performing, and apologized again on Good Morning America, but couldn't shake the effects of the incident. In November, he announced the Dangerous Tour, which kicked off in February. The tour will end in October. Meanwhile, Scott, now age 31, has been laying low ever since 10 people were trampled to death at his annual um, Astroworld in Houston on November 5th. The Goosebumps rapper, the venue, and the festival promoters have been slapped with over 100 lawsuits from the incident. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner claimed he personally warned Scott about public safety in his trailer before the deadly event. Social media was outraged once videos of fans passing out in the stampede surfaced. Scott paused the show several times but received backlash when the show proceeded, despite the crowd stopped the show chants, as well as an ambulance aiding struggling fans. Scott and Sycamore collaborator Drake celebrated at Dave and Buster's after the event. Scott told Charlamagne the God that he didn't know anything about the tragedy until minutes before the police press conference. He performed for the first time since Astroworld on Saturday during the Miami Grand Prix in Florida at E11 nightclub. But all of that is old news to Diddy. The 2022 Billboard Music Awards already already happened already, so I'm not even going to the Billboard because I didn't watch the award show, but I do I do get where he's coming from, but I do get where he's coming from. But there are certain things sometimes. There's certain things sometimes that's like unforgivable, and of course, obviously, with the whole moment wilding thing, using the N word, and yeah, and look, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this though, but you know, we gotta stop canceling people for everything, man. This is just so. And I said this months ago in an episode on episode 15 on how cancel culture has gone too far. The shit is not. The shit is not really. The shit is not really cute though. So yeah. Um. All right. So you're probably wondering um why there are some dark stores in New York City. Okay, dark stores. You're probably wondering why. We're gonna get into that. Um, okay, dark stores, huh? Um, okay, yeah. Hold on a second. Um, yes, here we go. All right. Let's get into it. So, recently, According to the New York Post, Mayor Eric Adams is moving to crack down on the proliferation of warehouse-like spaces that grocery delivery apps have created inside former Big Apple storefronts, ordering them to allow customers to shop there or move to the outskirts of the city. The Post has learned. Critics, including City Council member Gail Brewer and Christopher Marte, have argued that storefronts operated by apps like GoPuff and Gorillas. Oh shit! Oh shit, man! Hold up. Yeah, Gorillas. Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah. Um Go Puff and Gorillas violating zoning laws because they operate mostly as warehouses and should therefore move out of the neighborhood's zone for retail use. In response, some of the stores recently began allowing walk-in customers in an ad hoc manner. This week, the Department of Buildings issued more specific guidance on how the storefronts can continue to do business, saying they must allow shoppers to enter, pick up items, or place an order without requiring them to first download an app. Businesses that don't allow shoppers to enter the store and to purchase goods on the spot would be relegated to areas of the city zoned for manufacturing, a DOP spokesperson told the Post. The DOB likewise took aim at practices um, that have led to the nickname dark stores because passerby can't see inside the spaces. The agency said any storefront windows that are obscured by more than 50% with posters, paper, vinyl tint, and other opaque materials may result in DOB violations. Um, Let me see how much time I have here. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Um. All Go Puff locations in New York City support in-store shopping. A Go Puff spokesperson said in a statement, "We look forward to continuing to provide New Yorkers everyday essentials in person and via delivery and partnering with the communities we serve." At one point, there were more than 100 of locations in the city, but in a recent months, number of have folded, including Russian back uh, Bike and Fridge No More. The Adams administration is committed to fostering innovation and protecting quality of life as part of a robust and inclusive economic recovery for our city, and we expect the final version of this technical analysis will do just that. A spokesperson for the mayor's office said in a statement. We are still in the midst of this process, and we look forward to continued engagement with elected officials, advocates, and community partners to ensure we get this right. The spokesperson added. Um, yeah. Um, Now we're gonna go into we're gonna go into the iPod. Yeah, the iPod. Unfortunately for some people who have an iPod, I got some bad news for you. So listen to this. Um, According to USA Today, it's finally time to say goodbye to the iPod. Apple plans to discontinue the iPod Touch, marketing the. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. hold on. Yes, marketing the end. Yes, marketing the end of an era for the iconic musical device launched more than 20 years ago. The tech giant will continue to sell the iPod Touch while supplies last on the Apple website, at Apple stores, and through authorized resellers, the company said in a statement. Of course, music has always been part of our core at Apple. Um, and bringing it to hundreds of millions of users in the way iPod did impacted more than just the music industry. It also redefined how music is discovered, listened to, um, and shared. Greg Joswiak, Apple's senior vice president of worldwide marketing, said in a statement. Um, let's see. Um, hold on a second here. In 2019, Apple released what would be the final version of the iPod Touch, which functions very similarly to the iPhone, but without connectivity to a wireless carrier. The new Touch added support for augmented reality apps and group chat on FaceTime. The iPod Touch starts at $199 for the 32 gigabyte model. The iPod helped revolutionize the music industry, fueling the shift toward digital platforms. But as smartphones like the iPhone surged in popularity and supported nearly all the features in iPod, the device became obsolete. In 2017, Apple quietly discontinued the iPod Nano and iPod Shuffle models. Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy sad right there. Um, that's crazy sad. Um, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. All right, what else can we talk about here, man? Yes. Um. Okay. Before I go to Jack Harlow, I think I should get this autism thing out the way. Um. I didn't get a chance to touch on this on the mental health part, so let's get into this. So what it so okay, 10 signs of autism. What is autism spectrum disorder, you ask? It is a developmental disorder usually diagnosed during childhood that is characterized by abnormal social interactions, problems communicating with other people, and repetitive behaviors. According to the DSM-5, which is a diagnostic manual for mental disorders, this condition includes the previous known autistic disorder, Asperger's syndrome, childhood disintegrative disorder, and other developmental disorders not otherwise specified. Approximately 1 in 54 children in the US have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Additionally, this condition is 4 times more common in males than it is seen in females. Despite the effort to discover what causes this disease, this its true cause is still not known. Autism spectrum disorder is usually diagnosed in children at the age of 2 or even at 18 months. Regardless of the multiple diagnostic criteria for this condition, many patients are not correctly diagnosed until they reach adolescence or even early adulthood. Therefore, in case of any doubt regarding a child's development, it is important for them to be assessed by a healthcare professional as soon as possible. Course number one, deficits in social emotional reciprocity, proxity, reciprocity. Patients diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder perceive the world in a unique and different way. They might be attracted or amused by things that are not usually considered interesting. Likewise, they might also find things that are usually considered amusing to be boring. Due to this unique way of perceiving their environment, they may find it difficult to show emotional recipro- reciprocity towards other people. Young babies usually smile back to strangers as a normal developmental milestone. This doesn't necessarily mean that they like that person, it is an evolutionary trait. Children with ASD may lack this reciprocal smile, and as they become older, this can translate into a lack of empathy toward others. So yeah. Um, Number two, lack of eye contact. Eye contact is a normal component of our nonverbal communication skills. It is a way to signal to the other person that we are paying attention and that we are committed to social interaction. For some people, it might be harder to look another person in the eyes, and this might be quite normal. This issue might be related to a lack of confidence and or nervousness. On the other hand, patients with autism spectrum disorder are going to avoid eye contact even when talking to relatives or friends. This is not a confidence issue, but a developmental trait associated with this condition. Um, Number three, poor adjustment to social context. Understanding social context is something that most people learn over time without even noticing it. The more we interact with others, the more we learn to read certain patterns that help us navigate through our daily social interactions. Sarcasm is one of those aspects of social interactions that might be difficult for people with ASD to handle. These patients might take everything too literal, and may have problems comprehending and reacting to phrases like break a leg. This is a key finding in people with Asperger's syndrome, which is considered to be a higher functioning form of ASD. Okay. Number four, repetitive behaviors are a key diagnostic criterion for autism spectrum disorder seen in the DSM 5. It can manifest as repetitive motor actions such as rocking back and forth or even hand clapping repeatedly. Sometimes these behaviors can be dangerous or cause self harm. An example of this could be a child that bangs his head against a wall continuously. Another way that this sign might manifest in verbal repetitiveness. Patients with an autism spectrum disorder might repeat phrases or words constantly as well. Number five, fixed routines. People diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder are stimulated by things that do not stimulate other people. Um, Due to this fact, they tend to establish a very specific set of routines that are of paramount importance to them. These routines might manifest as organizing things like toys in a certain way or even an enumerating objects in the pantry. No matter what type of routine a patient might develop, something that is almost always present is the adverse reaction towards change. If a person with ASD is not able to complete or perform their routine as usual, they can become quite irritated and even angry. Um, okay, number six. Can we get to number six already? What the hell did I do here? Number six, fixed interest. This is a very common finding in patients with autism spectrum disorder, but it is also a non-specific sign. Most people will develop an interest in certain things throughout their lifetime. These interests usually change over time and it is not something to be worried about. The difference observed in people with ASD is that they develop a fixation towards things that are interesting to them. This is not necessarily a bad thing. It can lead to a professional path or even a hobby. As long as it doesn't interfere with everyday activities, it is considered healthy. On the other hand, if this fixation becomes an obsession, it may interfere with the normal functioning of the person. Number seven, abnormal response to sensory stimuli. Sensory stimuli are perceived differently depending on the person that is experiencing them. Some people might find that they are more easily stimulated by visual rather than auditory stimuli, and this is perfectly normal. Stimuli perception might be different for a person with an autism spectrum disorder. They might find loud noises to be upsetting to them. Sometimes this issue can manifest as an overreaction to a normal stimuli, like a doorbell. On the contrary, other patients may underreact to a stimulus that usually would hyperstimulate other people. Um, Number eight, issues with nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is a very important feature of our everyday life. It is quite a helpful tool to set the tone of a conversation, give context to a speech, or to help the person that is listening to react accordingly to the message that is being delivered by the speaker. The most distinctive sign expressed by a person with ASD associated with this category is definitely the lack of eye contact during conversations. Nevertheless, other signs like not using their hands to point objects relevant to the conversation might not also might also be present. The lack of gestures during a conversation might cause them to have a difficult time expressing their ideas or feelings to others. And of course, number nine. Yeah, let's get to number nine right now. Number nine is delayed language. Developmental milestones are guidelines used to assess different aspects of a child's development compared to other children of the same age. These guidelines are based on statistics and are not always accurate. Usually, a child will start walking around the 1 year mark. This is based upon statistics. So, if a child starts walking 1 month earlier or later than that, it usually means nothing. The same thing applies to language development. The issue with children with ASD is that they might not be stimulated by usual stimuli. Most children will find a hug or smile as a reinforcement, causing them to behave accordingly to receive more stimuli. For children with ASD, a smile or a hug might not work as a reinforcement. Therefore, language development, which is usually learned through reinforcements, becomes affected. And lastly, number 10, I play. According to behavioral science, the way a kid plays is going to change over time according to the social development stage. Before age 1, most kids will play on their own. As they grow older, they will start to look at other kids playing, which is known as onlooker play. Eventually, they will play with others as their social development progresses. Um, Children with autism spectrum disorder will develop a unique pattern regarding playtime. Some children will be more interested in a certain part of the toy rather than actually playing with that toy. An example of that is the kid that instead of playing with a toy car prefers to spin the wheels on the car and watch them spin until they stop. Another way that this sign might manifest is when children are more interested in lining the toys than playing with them functionally. It is important that these signs are assessed by a trained professional before jumping into any conclusions. And there you have it. Hold on a second. What else can we talk about? Oh yes, we're gonna get into the whole Jack Harlow thing, and we're gonna get into the new segment in just a couple seconds. So all right, let's get into the whole Jack Harlow story here. Um, so Jack Harlow did a interview. So Jack Harlow mocked for not realizing Brandy and Ray J are siblings. As Jack Harlow continues his press run in support of his sophomore album, Come Home, the Kids Miss You, the 24-year-old rapper sent Twitter ablaze on Tuesday, May 10th, when he couldn't identify angels in disguise by legendary R&B singer Brandy during a live interview with Hot 97. Okay, how can you not know who Brandy and Ray J is? I mean, it's not to say that it's an obligation to know who they are and stuff, but some people may know and others don't. I mean, you can't hold that against them. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Yeah. Um. yeah. When the Hot 97 host played the song, Harlow assumed was Aaliyah, and then totally drew a blank as the song continued. Co-host Peter Rosenberg offered up a hint, saying, "Her brother is the reason why a lot of people are famous. You can argue." The things got only worse when it was clear Harlow had no idea Ray J and Brandy were siblings. "Who is Ray J's sister?" he asked. "Brandy and Ray J are siblings. Nobody's ever told me that in my life." Yeah, that's crazy. Hmm, that's really crazy right there. Yo, seriously, for you to not know who they are, that just spells out some screams. Oh man. Oh, I'll tell you this though, man. Um, some people know who Ray J and Brandy are, and others don't. I mean, you can't hold that against them. That's just, I mean, you know what I'm saying. So here we go. Twitter Twitter was swift with comments such as Jack Harlow not knowing Brandy got y'all blaming Gen Z when all of us know her and that she's related to Ray J. That's a Jack Harlow problem. Another wrote they were concerned that Harlow didn't know about Ray J and Brandy's familial ties. Excuse me. Here, Jack Harlow finds out Brandy and Ray J are siblings during an interview to Hot 97. While Twitter continues to roast Jack Harlow over his transgressions, the Louisville rapper likely doesn't seem to care much. He dropped off his sophomore album on Friday, May 6th, and celebrated the release by hitting the Kentucky Derby with Drake and DJ Drama, which served as the first time the pair were spotted out together since Drama revealed the beef between the two, which began during Drake's notorious feud with Meek Mill, was finally resolved. We gotta stop this narrative. Laugh out loud. Drama tweeted on Friday. Me and Drake been put that to rest. Grown man shit, and beyond that, Jack and Drake cultivated their own relationship. Now everybody go stream that Churchill Downs. Um, yeah, yeah, I know a lot of people are just chiming in on on Twitter and stuff. I'm not even gonna read the Twitter handles, which is crazy. But you know, um, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna do that to them now. But but anyway, man. Anyway, I want to give an update on something, and this is pertaining to the new segment that I'm about to premiere on episode 148, and this is titled the segment is called Remains to Be Seen. All right. You guys remember a rumor in the air about Quavo taking the Wesley Snipes role, right? Well, turns out that's not the case anymore. So it seems to me that as I did the research, it has to do with an actor who goes by the name of Cinquire Walls, which I will get to in a sec. So this is according to movieweb.com. So so listen to this. Um in 1992, the American sports comedy White Man Can't Jump grabbed audiences' attention. The film, which was released by 20th Century Fox, followed black and white basketball hustlers as they joined forces in order to double their chances of winning more money on the street courts and eventually in a basketball tournament. White Man Can't Jump starred Wesley Snipes as Sidney Sid Dean, Woody Harrelson as Billy Hoyle, and Rosie Perez as Gloria Clemente. White Man Can't Jump was written and directed by Ron Shelton, who at the time was known for his film Bill Duran, 1988, which was based on his own baseball experiences and earned him an Academy Award nomination. The 94 hold on, the film was a phenomenal and recently celebrated its 30th anniversary at the 94th Academy Awards, where its three leads were in attendance. Um, the film is currently being rebooted and given a fresh take by a group of fairly new talent. Here's what we know so far about the White Man Can't Jump remake. So, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, so White Man Can't Jump. Overall, the film will follow the original source material. It has been confirmed that a few of the characters' names will be changed. Like Wesley Snipes' character Sid Dean will not be Kamal Allen. No other character names have been confirmed, nor have any of the more intricate details of the plot. It is hopeful that more will be revealed about the film soon as it develops and goes into production. So, White Man Can Jump cast. The film, while not wholly cast, has added some exciting names to the roster. Playing the role once portrayed by Woody Harrelson, Billy Hoyle will be a newcomer to the acting world. Jack Harlow. Harlow is best known as an American rapper whose music has in recent years gone viral on TikTok. The 24-year-old, originally from Louisville, Kentucky, began releasing EPs in 2015 before he was signed to Don Cameron and DJ Drama's record label Generation Now in 2018. His hit Was Poppin', released in 2020, earned him a Grammy Award nomination. While this is Harlow's first ever feature film, he has always had an affinity for film. The rapper has even said that he wants his songs to be present as a short film and credits his inspirations to Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, and Alfred Hitchcock. And yes, as I said before, this is Cinqual Walls. It's not going to, and and for those of you who may not know who he is, of course, cast alongside Harlow will be Cinqual Walls in the role of Kamal Allen. Walls is an American actor, most recently known for his role in American Soul, um, as Don Cornelius. The show is a BET drama based on Cornelius' long running television dance show Soul Train. Louisiana native has also previously been featured in shows like Lincoln Heights 2007 to 2009, Teen Wolf 2011 to 2017, and films like Shark Night 3D 2011 and Resort to Love 2021. Um, Other actors that have been cast in the show are Tiana Taylor, Laura Harrier, and Lance Riddick. While it is not sure what roles and Harrier will be portraying, Riddick has been cast to play Benji Allen, Kamal's father and coach, who is battling MS. So the crew. The script for the newest version of the Shelton comedy was written by Kenya Barris, who is also serving as producer of the film as well. Barris is a film and television writer, producer, director, and actor, most known for his work as the creator of Blackish 2014 to 2012. The show earned Barris a nomination for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series in 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2021. The creator is joined in his producing duties by NBA star Blake Griffin, NFL player Ryan Khalil, and Noah Weinstein through their company Mortal Media, where Weinstein acts as head of production and development. The director of the film will be Carl Maddock, known for his work as a music video director. Carmatic has previously worked on videos like Old Town Road, which won a 2019 MTV Video Music Award for Best Direction and a 2020 Grammy Award for Best Music Video of the Year. He has also also has worked also worked with Vince Staples, Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, and many others. The director has also also just wrapped production for the House Party reboot. This film will be Carmack's second feature film, but he already has many impressive credits to his name. Um, Everything else, many have been left to wonder if Harlow, being only known for his music, will be able to make his mark in this film. The rapper has one strike against him, as he confessed in the interview with Hip Hop DX at this year's Met Gala that he had previously not known much about the source film. He stated, "Can I be honest? I was obviously familiar with it. It's an iconic title, and I've seen the movie poster, but I didn't watch it until the offer, I got offered the role." However, Harlow wanted the audiences to know he didn't get the role just based on luck. "I did the work." He wants the chance to prove himself, saying, end quote. It's either just going to be that there was an announcement you were in a movie and nothing else, or you get that and it's like, wow, and you bought it. I'm starting to look at it how I look at music. It's my first one, so I care a lot about it. And so we'll see how Jack Harlow does in his first movie role in the remains to be seen movie of the reboot of White Man Can't Jump. So yeah. Um let's see. What else can we talk about here? Um of course there's some fun places that I want to get to for all the New Yorkers out there who are interested in some fun activities. So we're gonna get into that right about now. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, we're gonna get into that right about now. Um, okay. So obviously, I ain't gonna talk about what's going on Wednesday. So, of course, I already mentioned the job fair. So, um, I mentioned so tomorrow, the there's a carnival in Valley Stream, which I probably mentioned in the last episode. I will get into that right now. Um, so so um, so this is May 19th to 2022. No, hold on, May 19th to the 22nd, all day. So according to this description, I am going to actually go over this right now. So let's get into this right now. So the description goes like this: there is something for everyone at this family fun event, from thrilling rides and games for all ages to tasty fair food for every appetite. Carnival admission is free. A limited ride wristbands for riders 36 inches and taller are available on the site, while supplies are for $35 on Thursday, May 19th, and are only valid that day. Yes. Yes, that's interesting. Ride tickets valid every day are available at the carnival for $1.50 each. Um, 30 dollars for 26. Excuse me, $30 for 20 tickets, or $60 for 50 tickets plus one free ride. Um, Rides take two or more tickets each. Visit Valley Stream Carnival for coupon savings: $5 off ride wristbands, $5 off a 50 ticket Super Saver family pack and $2 off a $10 food purchase. Midway hours is from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thursday, Friday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday from 12 p.m. at noon to 11 p.m. and Sunday from 12 at noon to 10 p.m. Sunday. Parent guardian supervision is required for all ages. No, for ages 17 and younger. Please check the website for updates before attending the event. For more information, you can call 866-666-3247 or Valley Stream Carnival. Location is Arthur J. Hendrickson Park and Pool 123 West Merrick Road, Valley Stream, New York 11580. And their website is dreamlandamusement.com/upcoming events, Amusement Carnival, Valley Stream Carnival. So there you go, right there. The next event I like to discuss is let's see, because it's mental health awareness, let's get to this one right here. Okay, so Journey to Better Health. Yes. So join this free community event hosted by the Center for Information and Study on Clinical Research Participation to learn more about clinical trials and hear personal experiences from those who are involved in them. Free refreshments and health screenings will be available at the event. Pfizer, New York, Academy of Medicine, and other organizations will be exhibitors. Register here at the website, which is www.ciscrp.org/event/journey to better health aware for all NYC. And the location is New York Academy of Medicine, 1216 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York 10029. And I already mentioned the website, so the website is at it's ciscrp.org, event Journey to Better Health, aware for all NYC. And let's get to, of course, if you need in relations to meditation and all the other stuff for exercises and stuff like that, of course you're gonna need something to relieve you from all that stress and shit. So you do need that shit though. So Tai Chi. Sorry about that. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Yeah, so we're gonna go into a little thing that I like to call Tai Chi. Sorry about that. Yes, Tai Chi is the name. Okay, these are the classes. Join senior teachers from the New York School of Tai Chi, Chuan, for an introductory class on Randall's Island. This will include a short demo followed by a class teaching some of the basic movements found in the Tai Chi form. This class will be easy to follow, enjoyable, and both energizing and relaxing. Tai Chi Chuan is a system of movement practice for health of vitality, 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 stress reduction, and balance. A light exercise which relies on muscular force and tension. The graceful movements of Tai Chi emphasize relaxation, straightness, and true balance. Location is based off the 103rd Street footbridge, Randall's Island side. Um, obviously, look, obviously, 103 103rd Street Bridge, Randall's Island side, Ward's Island Bridge, New York, New York, 10035. And of course, you can go to their website, which is randallsisland.org/events/Tai Chi to all. And it's from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. It is free. Yes. And let's see what else. I already mentioned the Valley Stream Carnival already. Um, now let's see. We're gonna get into. Okay, we can go into. I can go into two more actually. All right, so you can also check out the Queens Underground International Encore Film Fest night. This is from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Um, join us to catch the winners in person and on the big screen on May 20th at the Jamaica Performance Arts Center for an event. No, for an evening filled drama, action, comedy, sci-fi, and profound projects. Artsy, casual is the theme, and straight to the movies, food, and shopping. From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. to see local independent filmmakers demonstrating their amazing skills in over 20 movies. Win tickets to the upcoming Keep It Short outdoor movie night series, moving around Queens, New York all summer long. And of course, and of course, Jamaica Performing Arts Center, venue address, venue city. You can go to their website, which is eventbrite.com. Um, I would suggest you look this up. You look up the address before you decide to even go there. So there you go, right there. And what else can we talk about here? I already mentioned the Queens thing. Um, and let me see. So yeah, I'm gonna go to another event that I am going to actually discuss. Involving this is involving the Red Bull Culture Clash. All right, so um Red Bull Culture Clash, the innovative live music experience featuring four opposing crews on four separate stages is coming to Brooklyn this spring. On Thursday, May 19th, New York's burgeoning music talent will converge at Warsaw to celebrate the sounds of the city's underground nightlife communities from hyperpop to hip hop. Four distinct crews: Half Moon, Club Cringe, Apocalypsis, and the Corpus will represent their scenes and compete to win the Red Bull Culture Clash New York title. Inspired by Jamaican sound system culture, Red Bull Culture Clash features head-to-head performances from four crews. The crews are given the reins to take over their own stage in each corner of the venue and face off in a four-round battle, bringing heavy tunes, unreleased tracks, fierce competition, and an exciting roster of special guests and surprises, all in an effort to outshine their competition and win over the crowd. Because at Red Bull Culture Clash, the crowd decides who reigns supreme. So the doors open at 8 p.m. And of course, Warsaw is located at 261 um, Driggs Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11222. Um, I suggest you look up the train lines that goes to Brooklyn, especially to Driggs Avenue. So I would ask one of the train conductors or somebody at the booth before you even think about going there, so you don't get lost. All right, and I think that's it, man. I think that's it for this episode right here. Listen, man. You like what you heard in today's episode? Feel free to show some love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing the best you can of what um, you're able to do. Um, whatever amount of money you are comfortable donating will be appreciated. Um, don't worry about having a lot of money. That's not what this is. All right. Um, and like I said before, I do apologize for keeping the live stream on mute. I didn't want anybody to hear my mother knocking on the door during the live stream recording. So, you know what I'm saying? And the part where I was actually trying to explain to the listeners out there about what causes a person to have suicidal thoughts. And I actually, was it I was able to actually, talk about it because number one, that's what everybody goes through, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, anyone got a problem with it, oh well. So it doesn't matter. So anyway, man, we're gonna go into a little thing that I like to call. We're gonna go into a little thing that I like to call. Um, hang on one second. Um, Hold on one second. Okay, okay. Let's cue the sound effects for stream choices. Stream choices on the go. All right, so be sure to follow the show on Facebook and Instagram at Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Podcast, alongside with my other shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition Show, and of course, Meticulous Vibes Podcast. And of course, you can also follow me on the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Make sure you turn on your notifications for more details on when the episode is going to drop. This episode right here, after this recording, will be automatically be uploaded to the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. So don't worry, it will be posted on Friday. And I am going to make a little note on the description in regards to the the uh the live stream being muted after I started. Like I said, I do apologize for that, but I did make up for it, and there you go right there. Um let's see. You can also leave a voice message for me if you have any questions, any topic ideas, any any thoughts on what you thought about the topics and stuff like that. Show some feedback. You can comment. You can also share feedback on the Instagram live feed right here that I'm doing on the side. So yeah. So speaking of you're gonna go to the link that says Linktree / G Money Stacks 555. You're gonna see the name of the show, which is Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Podcast, which is on Anchor.fm, which is the hosting site and phone app. That's the hosting site, not Spotify. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so you're gonna see the word message on there on the anchor.fm page where it has all the episodes that's been featured on there. You can listen on Spotify and of course various platforms. Um and speaking of Anchor, this is where you can listen to the New York podcast episodes starting with Anchor. Um Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM, Podcast, Player FM, Podcast, Pocket Cast, excuse me, Podbay, Podfriend, Podo Polo, um, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, and don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and a review on Podchaser, Podfriend. And for those who don't have Apple Podcasts, you can also download the podcast tracker onto your Android phones right there. So you can actually, chime in on there too. And of course, um, don't forget to do the same with Spotify as well. 5-star ratings. All right. So there you go right there. Don't forget to listen to Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast on Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts, alongside with my other shows that's on there, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, Sports Edition Show, and Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show is also on iHeartRadio as well. And of course, last but not least, the YouTube. Make sure you grab that subscribe button and tap that noti bell on the YouTube channel page so you can know when the show and the postings will be uploaded to the YouTube channel page and when the show is going to be on the air according to the time. You can set your reminder what time the show is going to be live streaming on YouTube. Leave a like and a comment with the episodes and topics. And of course, stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, and of course, make sure you listen, stream, download these episodes, share these episodes, share the videos, and of course, make sure you tell a friend to another friend. And of course, watch the episodes and give us your feedback on what you think of the topics, and you can catch up on the other previous episodes, which is on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555 on there. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my other YouTube channels, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, Sports Edition Show. And of course, make sure you subscribe to Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast on there as well. Of course, tap the noti bell for the new and previous episodes that's posted. Catch up on all the episodes, watch all the episodes on there, and download these episodes. Listen, stream, download, share, and of course, watch the episodes on there too. And of course, don't forget to share the link that says linktree/G Money Stacks 555 with your wives, your husbands, your boyfriends, girlfriends, and of course your friends and the people that you're cool with from work and during your careers and stuff. All right, so there you go right there. I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you who actually tuned in and got a chance to, check out the Instagram live feed. And I do appreciate you. And of course, I do appreciate the people who took a chance to listen to the episodes that's outside of the USA, which is international. Um, the USA included, of course, New York, Long Island, aka Strong Island, and of course the five boroughs. Appreciate you, and and of course Canada included. I appreciate you, California. Um, I appreciate you, Texas. I appreciate you, especially everybody, man. I'm just gonna put it like that. So, um, anyway, man, listen. Remember the grind does not stop. Um, hard work pays off. There is no there is no overnight success. And of course, make sure you take care of one another. Also care about for one another, especially with what they're going through mentally, physically, and spiritually with their mental health. When if they're in a dark place and stuff like that, show compassion. Be there for a friend or anybody that you know whatsoever. And of course, don't let anybody stop you from chasing your goals and dreams. And of course, I did remember the where that quote came from. It was from an episode I was watching called All American Homecoming, when one of the individuals was saying that life is like a cassette tape. It's not something you can actually rewind, but it's something that you have to play and you have to move forward. In other words, from my understanding, is you know, don't be defined by the mistakes and the past mistakes that you did. And of course, you know, don't worry about the future. You worry about what's going on in the present, which is something that you can control. Control what's going on in the present, not what's going on in the future, because you don't want to drive yourself crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a wrap. So I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you so much for helping me reach up to 2K plays on Anchor.fm. And of course, I'm going to do the same with the other podcast shows that I'm actually going to do. Hopefully, they'll reach their 1 year anniversary at their own pace. So, you know, you know, like I said, remains to be seen. You know what I mean? And I gotta make some noise for reaching that far, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me make some noise, man. And of course, let me add some explosives. All right, man. I'm pretty sure you had. I'm pretty sure you learned something today. I'll see you folks next time in the next episode. Peace and will love, and have yourselves a good night and take care of one another. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about what's going on right now. Good night, folks.